Standards-based grading with the focus on our setting up our gradebook at the beginning of the year. This one will specifically talk about setting up our categories. We really haven't done a lot with categories. Some of you may have changed them in the past. They were pretty well defaulted to homework, tests, and quizzes, which fit our needs very well for traditional-based systems. But since we're switching to a standards-based system, we want to really refocus these categories to help us visualize the specific assessments that the students, when we look at the student view, we can see what specific assessments they're doing well on, and we look at their body of evidence. So I'm going to open up the gradebook, and first thing I want to make sure is we're in our current year, or if the school year hasn't started. If you have your old students, make sure you always up here and check to make sure in your current year. Classes will show up here. Your list of your students will be here. It doesn't matter which term you're in, because these categories will apply to all of our terms in all of our courses, no matter which course we're in. So I'm going to come down to the category right in here. It doesn't need to be that big. We could add a new category if we'd like to, if you want to keep with the main ones, or you can rename them. I'm going to go through the renaming process. So I'm going to right click on, let's start with tests. I'm going to right click and I'm going to edit that category, and you notice here for editing it I can type a new name in, and this is a major one, test. So this might be our common core, which we're going to agree on, that we get from the district that are our summative assessments. So you can type a name in there, and then down here you can put an abbreviation. I'm going to put CC, and you'll see why, because then it organizes things alphabetically. I can pick a color. I'm going to pick a darker color here. That's again optional. This is traditional based scores, so this is standards based. We don't need any points possible because it's all scored on rubrics. Extra points, as we know by grading practice, is very bad, or not, inflates grades. This is a summative one. We do want to include that in our final grade, and we probably do want to publish that score right away. I'm going to click this up so you can see where I'm going to click OK. We could put more of a description in here if you'd like to. You notice how that changes right away? I'm going to quick do the quiz, and I'm going to right click on that again. I'm going to edit that category. Quizzes might be our checkpoints that we agree in our PLCs that we may want to do in our classrooms. So I'm going to call that formative. Okay, sure helps if you can type. And then I'm going to put same abbreviation, CC, but I'm going to put -F, just so that it has all organized. And this one here, I'm going to leave that one red. Again, standards based, not traditional, so we did 0 points possible, no extra points. We do not need to include this in our final grade. We want it to show up in our visualizer, so we'll publish it. This functionality doesn't work yet, but hopefully that will in PowerSchool. I'm going to click OK. And I'm going to change the last category. You see how they're organizing them alphabetical. I'm going to change homework. I'm going to edit that category, and we'll call this our practice one. Now, the practice, that's maybe a standard that you're going to do on your own, that maybe has not been prioritized, and you're testing it to see how well it works out, and you want to see how those scores are looking at. I'm going to still follow the same pattern again. You can use whatever you want, but if you stay consistent with everyone, it makes it easier for us to all look at your information when you're in PLCs. Obviously, we don't want to include that in the final grade. I might want to look at the results, so I'm going to click OK. And you notice we got them all here. Doesn't matter if I go to spelling or if I go to the AM attendance or that. You can delete this if you like. You can leave it in there. Maybe you want to add another category. It's up to you. So that is simply, when you're setting up your grade book, it helps you organize them when you view them, and we'll show you that later. But there is why do we go through all this process. We'll show you in our grade book where it shows up. So if you go in your grade book, and let's say we're in reading and we're going to add an assignment, the shortcut, we'll just click right here on the add assignment button, and the windows pop up. You type its name, put an abbreviation in here, but right here is your categories. If you click on that, you see your down arrows and you can pick which particular one it is. And you notice how 0 points, publishing, everything will come in automatically, and see how it's included in the final grade. If I change this to CC Practice, it automatically unchecks this, and I don't have to do that. I don't have to worry about making mistakes when I enter grades into the gradebook. So again, fairly simple. You set it up once a year at the beginning of the year. It might even remain year after year, so you don't have to do this. It's just simply set up your categories to be standards based.